surrounding Grant Williams and the fallout between him and the Dallas Mavericks organization, which ultimately led to him getting traded away to the Charlotte Hornets. We also have an update from Spencer Dinwiddie clarifying on the choice words that he had regarding the Dallas Mavericks and why he chose to go with the Los Angeles Lakers. How's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you the latest news and everything Mavericks related. But before we get into today's video, 92% of you guys are not subscribed. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on a single video. We're dropping them back to back, left, right, front, and center, and you don't want to miss a thing. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get updated with all the news and all the videos that we're dropping. But let's get into today's video. The first topic is we got a Grant Williams update. As you all know, we've reported on this channel, Grant Williams was traded away about a week ago on the trade deadline to the Charlotte Hornets in return for PJ Washington and a couple second-round picks. It was a good trade. I think the Dallas Mavericks definitely improved because of that. Grant Williams, I think he's played about 2 games now with the Hornets. Looked pretty good with them. Aside from, certain words being spoken, I know Grant Williams said that he was very happy to be with the Hornets, playing for the name on the front and not the back. I don't think he was sending shots. Some people think he was sending some shots at the Mavs organization, or however you want to interpret it. Regardless, I think the split was very amicable. I don't think it was really messy, regardless of how you want to look at it. He's on a team that he seems to be flourishing on. We have PJ Washington, who's a great defender. His offense could use some help, but his defense is definitely going to help us in the long run with the Dallas Mavericks organization in the whole season. But we got some insight. We got some news because it was reported that leading up to the trade deadline, Grant Williams was kind of rubbing people the wrong way. I know that when he was in Boston, I think the word that was used to describe him was annoying. Well, on Brian Windhorst's podcast, him and our favorite reporter, McMahon, had this to say. People within the Dallas Mavericks were turned off by Grant Williams yapping, and he was reportedly not in good shape per McMahon. He goes on to say, I would say one of the ways that Grant Williams rubbed people the wrong way, the yapping. Obviously, that's kind of part of it with him, which is charmingly obnoxious if he's productive, and it's grating when he's not. But he didn't report in good shape, and Grant Williams not in good shape is not a good defender. Now, I honestly didn't know. And, I'm not really looking at body types, unless it's like glaringly obvious that you're out of shape. I know we've seen Luka kind of go through weight fluctuations, but with Grant Williams, he is a stockier person. Me personally, I didn't know if he was out of shape, but if that report is true, that he was out of shape, that would kind of explain his lack of play and his below average defense, to his own standards, because that's the reason why that we wanted to trade for him. We wanted somebody, a good wing defender, doesn't have to score a whole lot of points, but just play good defense, and he looked good in the beginning of the season, and then as the season went on, it just did not look like he was there. He just wasn't really the Grant Williams that was advertised to the Dallas Mavericks. But if this report is true, that all that yapping, I get it. I remember at the beginning of the season, it was reported that he was a voice in the locker room, not necessarily a leader, but just a vocal player in the locker room with the guys in the team, to rally the troops, get everybody motivated, keep everybody in line. Cool, you need a player like that. Not saying Luka's not that guy. I'm pretty sure Kyrie is, for sure. I think Kyrie is a vocal leader. Not the on-court one, as much as people think, but definitely behind the scenes in the locker room, I can see Kyrie being a great leader for this Dallas Mavericks team. Grant Williams trying to be, just another voice for the team. I get that. But I also understand if you're not playing well, if you're out of shape, if you're not playing defense, if you're taking up starter minutes from someone who should be starting and you're playing subpar, you're the last person I want to hear from all that. Like the report said, the yap, and you're rubbing people the wrong way. It's annoying when you're not playing well. It's great when you are playing well. And I think of a player like Pat Beverly, right? Regardless how you feel about Pat Beverly, he is a good defender in this league. By the numbers, he is a very good defender in this league. Whether or not he's playing the way you want him to play defense, the numbers don't lie. And when you're playing against Pat Beverly, he is annoying. He's annoying, he's a pest, and you hate him. But what a lot of people have said that you love it when he's on your team because that's the type of player that you want playing for you, playing beside you. So I get it. When you're yapping, you're trying to be a voice, you're trying to just... Even if it's all in good intentions, I really don't think that Grant Williams was trying to be annoying. I don't think that he was purposely trying to sabotage the locker room. I just think that his personality, coupled with what he was trying to bring to the team, just didn't really mesh well with the guys, and it wasn't received well from the team. Which again, ultimately led to him getting traded. I mean, we see his stats right here. For the season, he's averaging 8.5 points, 3 rebounds, almost 2 assists a game, 41% from the floor, 37% from 3, and 76% from the free throw line. Just looking at those averages, yeah, you're scoring more, like you're making 1 extra bucket a game compared to your career average, but your rebounds and assists are pretty much the same. Shooting a little bit worse from the floor, but it's probably just because you're taking more shots. The 3 ball has not changed at all, and neither has the free throw percentages. So right there, you can kind of see. I mean, Grant Williams is a young guy. I would say he's about 25, 24 years old. He's in his fifth season in the NBA, so you would think, okay, maybe we get him when he's young. He takes that next step. He keeps improving. I think that's where the Mavericks were. Like, obviously, like advertised, you play good defense, you're a good wing defender, but maybe you'll take that next step in your career and when you're with us, and you help Luka and Kyrie and the whole organization win a ring. Like, that's what we thought. That's not what we got. We traded him away for P.J. Washington, who in my opinion is a much better and more consistent wing defender than someone like Grant Williams. But it's all about where you're at and what schemes that your team's running, wherever you feel more comfortable playing with. Because like I said before, the first 2 games that he played with the Hornets looked pretty good. I think the last game he had like 14 points. And I mean, he's enjoying himself. He's happy there. He's from the area. So I think it's a win-win. P.J. Washington's from Texas, so he's also home. A win-win. But to hear that he was, yapping and getting on everyone's nerves, I just wish him the best in Charlotte. Hopefully you don't rub those young guys the wrong way, because it's one thing if the organization finds you annoying. It's another thing if, like, a young star like LaMelo and the rest of those guys over there in the Hornets, if they find you annoying, that might be more reason to move you again. But only time will tell. We wish him nothing but the best. I don't think our breakup with Grant Williams really needs to be that bad. We thought we were getting a certain player. We weren't getting a certain player. So we traded him. So I think that's all we got to say about that. But talking about rehashing old news, Spencer Dinwiddie seems to be backtracking. It was on this channel. We reported that Spencer Dinwiddie had decided to join the Los Angeles Lakers. Obviously, in my opinion, I think it was just due to opportunity. You'll get more minutes there. You'll be able to do more there. You wouldn't really, be a deep bench player as you would with the Dallas Mavericks. If anything, really, he'd be like an insurance policy because I don't really see him playing more than maybe 15 max, really, on this Dallas Mavericks team. We're pretty deep. We have a lot of guys coming off the bench playing good minutes. So I get it. You chose the Lakers for more of an opportunity. I'm all for it. But it was also reported that he used some weird verbiage to explain the difference between the Dallas Mavericks and the Los Angeles Lakers. He mentioned how with the Dallas Mavericks, they're like your mom. You got beat up, they'll call to you, you'll tell you it's okay, whatever. Where your dad, the Los Angeles Lakers, are going to tell you to get out there and keep fighting. Pretty much calling us soft. Pretty much saying that we coddle our players, that we're soft, and we're not a tough organization. And in my opinion, those were some shots. I don't care how you word it, how you want to run it. I think he was, slighting the Dallas Mavericks. But he had this to say, because like I said, it sounds like he's backtracking. But in regards to Spencer Dinwiddie throwing shade at the Mavs for signing the Lakers, he commented on this post saying, bruh, it was about comfort zones. It ain't shade. I literally said multiple times the most fun of my career to date has been Dallas. And I think 2 things can be true. I think that he did enjoy his time with the Mavericks. I think he had a lot of fun. But I still do believe that he stands by what he said, that, or at least in that interpretation, in that little, whatever you want to call it, that his analogy that the Dallas Mavericks are like your mom. They're going to hold your hand and call to you and say, oh, it's okay, baby. Where the Lakers are like your dad. They're more tough and stern. Like, oh, go out there and keep fighting. It's cool. When you're watching this from your house during the playoffs in the summer, you'll see how much your dad is and how great you're. Regardless, Spencer Dinwiddie backtracking or just trying to clarify. I mean, you guys tell me what you think. Is he backtracking? Is he clarifying? Or was this whole thing blown out of proportion? Because the Dallas Mavericks seem to be in the news a lot lately as far as ex-players talking about us, the media talking about us. Everybody wants to talk about the Dallas Mavericks these days. But aside from Spencer Dinwiddie wanting to backtrack on some news, we do have an injury update today ahead of today's game against the San Antonio Spurs. I know that we've had a few guys in and out. Kyrie's coming back. Luka Doncic is back. Maxi Kleber's back. We're still waiting for Dante Exum to come back. But we do have an update ahead of the Spurs on who might be back. Ooh. If I can find the video. Oh, here we go. The image. I'm sorry. The image right up here. Dallas Mavericks injury report versus San Antonio Spurs. Luka Doncic is probable with a broken nose. I'm sure he will play. Kyrie Irving is listed as probable right thumb sprain. I'm sure he'll play as well. Derrick Lively II has been upgraded to questionable with a nasal fracture. And I actually saw on Twitter before I recorded that he is on the court practicing, warming up before the game with a mask on, which we love to see. Maxi Kleber is also questionable. He has a right small toe dislocation as well as a nasal fracture. Dante Exum is still out with right knee bursitis, and Greg Brown III is out. He is in the G League. But from that, I think the same guys that were in the game against the Washington Wizards the other night will be in the game tonight against the Spurs. But seeing that Derrick Lively has been upgraded to questionable, I like that. That brings me hope because we've seen what we are getting out of Daniel Gafford. Just a big presence down low. He had like 5 blocks against the Wizards, had like 15 plus rebounds. We love to see it. But if we get him along with Derrick Lively on the court, now I'm not trying to rush Derrick Lively back. If he ain't ready, he ain't ready. But I just want to see 48 full minutes of just bully ball down low with Derrick Lively and Daniel Gafford. That combo is crazy. And more reason why I'm excited for Derrick Lively to come back. The amount of players who have 100% field goal percentage in the clutch this season with a minimum of 150 possessions is Derrick Lively. And that's it. That's the list. So I'm just saying right there. And on top of that, I'll throw this image up here too. The Dallas Mavericks are 17-6. A record in clutch games. The best clutch game record in the NBA this season. So again, to all the naysayers saying, oh, Luka's a ball hog. No one wants to come to Dallas. We're clutch. Right there by the numbers, we're clutch. I showed you Derrick Lively. The most clutch player in the league right now. Minimum 150 seconds. He's 100% from the floor. The most efficient clutch player is Derrick Lively. We need our guy back. We need him back. And then the Mavericks themselves, 17-6. Best record in the clutch. Need I say more? Need I say more? We are the Dallas Mavericks and we're here. So, but that's what I got for you guys today. We are going to be reviewing the game after the game against the San Antonio Spurs. We're going to drop a video tonight with that. But with that, I'll say goodbye. See you then. Happy Valentine's Day. Kiss your loved ones. And make sure you subscribe. Peace.